Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars? If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this? If Mandani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically for them.
It looks like the Socialists have officially taken over the Democratic Party, and Mandani's election as New York's mayor just sealed the deal. Even the party's top leadership seems to be warming up to his radical socialist agenda, a move that could spell serious trouble for the DNC. That's exactly why Bill Maher decided to step in and play savior, pointing out where the party lost its way and how it can still claw back from the brink. Let's get into it. The man he just mentioned? That's who we're talking about.
The guy he just brought up. That's who you're all going to have to answer for. So I got to get your answer. This is Mandani, if you've been not following the news. He won the Democratic primary in New York, so he is certainly likely to be the next mayor. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of opposition because we've never had someone this radical. Some of the things he says, prisons were obsolete. What purpose do they serve? I could think of a couple. The NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. I think most people think cops are protecting their public safety, even though there's issues and problems with the police department. Do you like capitalism? No. We've never had a guy quite like this. You know, he quotes Marxist, each according to their need. I mean, that's straight up communism. Whether you call it the abolition of private property, you call it housing guarantees, it's preferable to what is going on right now.
Months before the election, Maher sounded the alarm. And while it's still early days, something tells me his warning is going to age like fine wine. He saw the red flags long before anyone else did. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time Maher's political instincts have proven right. Remember when he cautioned the DNC against running Kamala Harris as a presidential candidate? They ignored him, convinced they knew better. The result? A complete political disaster, one of the most humiliating defeats in modern American history. It's as if the party is addicted to repeating its own mistakes. Maher isn't a prophet, but he has a knack for spotting trouble long before it hits. And if his track record is anything to go by, Mandani's rise might just be the next chapter in the DNC's slow-motion downfall.
Abolition of private property, not something we usually hear in America.
There's always a villain. There's always people. They always try to create a villain. Is my point. They always try to create some boogeyman or boogie.
No.
If it wasn't this one,
quotes.
It was going to be somebody else.
I'm not creating anything. I'm
not defending the policies. There are plenty of things that I disagree with there, and that I don't come down on.
You're going to have to answer. Everything like this, they're going to ask every single Democratic politician.
But the point being, we see this every cycle. I've now been doing this long enough to know that every single cycle, there's some, contrived.
Now, let's clear something up. No one's turning Mandani into a villain or a boogeyman. That point clearly flew over some people's heads. You could see it on Maher's face, that mix of disbelief and irritation. Nobody's out here trying to demonize the guy. We've said it time and again on this channel. The truth is, Mandani doesn't need anyone to label him a radical. His own words and policies do that for him. Every concern Bill Maher raised about the newly elected New York mayor was an exaggeration or smear. It was grounded in Mandani's own statements and political blueprint. When a politician openly pushes ideas that challenge the very foundation of American capitalism, people are going to talk, and rightfully so. Maher's just holding up a mirror, showing the left what it refuses to see. If that makes Mandani look like a boogeyman, that's on him, not the critics.
Contrived. He's going to be the mayor of New York.
The thing that I find the most appalling, which is that he defends the expression globalize the intifada.
Yes, correct.
Which explicitly means, and I don't want to hear anyone deny this, everything that the crazy far right alleged about Barack Obama, wasn't born in America, right. Islamist, socialist, right. Anti-Semite, hates America. It's all true about this guy.
Right.
Okay? It is all true about this guy. And the fact that this man is on the verge of becoming the mayor of the second largest Jewish city in the world is very frightening. And I'm actually really disappointed that more Democrats have either, are not coming out and condemning him and saying we're not going to endorse this guy because he is.
Maher was absolutely right. The signs were all there. The media hype, the progressive wave, and the party's increasing tilt toward the far left. But Maher didn't just predict Mandani's victory. He also warned that his rise could endanger the Democratic Party's future. And honestly, it's hard to disagree. Sure, capitalism isn't perfect, no system is. But socialism isn't the magical solution the left wants it to be. It sounds noble in theory: equality, fairness, shared wealth, until reality sets in. Innovation dries up, jobs disappear, and government control creeps into every corner of daily life. Maher understands that drifting towards socialism isn't progress. It's the slow undoing of everything that built America's strength. If the DNC doesn't wake up soon, it might be too late. Interview 5. That explains how Mandani, armed with Marxist quotes and unapologetically socialist ideals, managed to climb to the top of the DNC ticket. The Democrats aren't just flirting with socialism anymore, they're embracing it. The shift is undeniable. The party's base, once a balance of moderates and progressives, is now dominated by self-proclaimed socialists who see capitalism as the enemy and redistribution as the cure. It's no longer about reforming the system, it's about replacing it entirely. The party's old guard may still pretend everything's business as usual, but that illusion won't last. They'll either adapt or be pushed out. The winds of ideological change are blowing hard through the Democratic ranks, and Mandani is just the first wave of a movement that could completely redefine the party.
That there are two pillars that this country is founded on. One is democracy, and one is capitalism, free markets. And it seems like one party wants to get rid of one, and the other party wants to get rid of the other. Right? The Republicans are not that, democracy is just not number one on their list. It just isn't. It isn't. It's behind Christianity and a few other things. And the Democrats, I mean, I read these, 74% are for democratic socialism. Only 16%.
And that direction isn't good, not for the party, and certainly not for America. With Mandani rising on the East Coast and Katie Porter gaining traction on the West, the Democratic Party is sailing into dangerous waters. This isn't just political imbalance, it's a recipe for national dysfunction. America thrives when both major parties keep each other in check, when each side presents competing ideas grounded in reason, not ideology. We need a strong Democratic Party, one that challenges the GOP constructively, not one that mimics failed socialist experiments. The DNC can be that party again, but only if it rediscovers its core principles: freedom, pragmatism, and balance. Right now, it's abandoning all three in favor of slogans and emotional politics. If this trajectory continues, it won't just weaken the Democrats, it could threaten the political balance that keeps America's democracy stable.
Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars? If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this? If Mandani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great.
Maher firmly believes Mandani's election all but guarantees a GOP victory in the next national race. And honestly, he might be right. Sure, it's early and politics can shift overnight, but Maher's political radar is sharp. His reasoning is simple. Middle America isn't buying into the socialist experiment. These are hardworking people who believe in capitalism, not because it's flawless, but because they've seen what happens when governments replace free enterprise with state control. Socialism might sound compassionate on paper, but in practice it means higher taxes, fewer jobs, and a shrinking incentive to work or innovate. If the DNC keeps veering left under figures like Mandani, they're practically handing the next election to the GOP on a silver platter. Maher's warning isn't fearmongering, it's common sense.
Wrong. New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think that the mayor, that one person, if he is a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican.
Back then, few took Maher seriously. His warnings were brushed off as cynical or exaggerated. But history seems to be repeating itself. Once again, Maher is sounding the alarm, this time over Mandani's rise to power He believes Mamdani's victory could pave the way for a Republican landslide in 2028, yet people are shrugging it off just like before. But Maher has a proven record of seeing political disasters before they unfold. He understands voter psychology and the country's deep resistance to far-left ideology. Ignoring his warnings twice would be political malpractice. If the DNC doesn't learn from the past, it may be handing the next election and the White House right back to the Republicans.
Walking commercial for the Republican Party
I think
nationally.
the Republicans are going to.
When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which work so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela, just bad ideas. And again, this ugly streak.
Well, you look
ugly streak of
another politician on the left.
AOC? I don't know.
One of, but who's Bernie? Bernie is
Bernie, yeah.
Bernie is. I mean, he's not a capitalist. You know?
No, he's not, and he's also not president.
He's not. But
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
No, but he will, trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They've boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but
they make anybody into boogeyman.
It has.
I think it was
just have more weight when it's real.
Now about those names, Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, and AOC, they weren't turned into villains out of thin air. They earned their reputations. Pelosi, for example, became a symbol of political hypocrisy after years of profiting from insider trading while serving as Speaker. Newsom's California has become a cautionary tale, plagued by homelessness, soaring costs, and residents fleeing in record numbers. And AOC? She's the face of modern woke politics, where performative activism often overshadows real solutions. Oh no, the GOP didn't invent these criticisms. These politicians handed over the ammunition themselves. When leaders betray public trust repeatedly, it's not demonization. It's accountability.
It must be horrible for a guy like you, who you spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much. And here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mandani, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah. I think every 20 years or so.
Wait.
We need every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism so we can crack it up again. Socialist slogan used to be, workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The new socialist slogan is, trust us, this time it won't be a mess.
Many within the left come to terms with the fact that their ideals don't work in practice. But instead of abandoning them, they're rebranding, swapping socialism for buzzwords like equity, social justice, and economic fairness. It's the same failed ideology wrapped in modern packaging. And history has already given its verdict. Every country that tried full-blown socialism ended up with economic collapse, government overreach, and poverty. Meanwhile, capitalism, though imperfect, has fueled innovation, lifted billions out of poverty, and rewarded hard work. It's not flawless, but it's the best system we have. The sooner the left stops trying to rewrite economic history and starts embracing pragmatic capitalism again, the better chance they'll have at rebuilding both credibility and public trust. In the end, Maher's warnings aren't just political commentary, they're reality checks. From Kamala Harris to Mandani, his track record speaks for itself. Socialism, whether rebranded or repackaged, has failed every time it's been tried. Capitalism, by contrast, continues to drive progress and prosperity. If the DNC abandons its core principles, it risks losing not just elections, but its very identity. Recognizing that now is crucial for the party, for voters, and for the future of American politics. And that wraps up today's discussion. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more political analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.